And how are we all? Hello? My stream deck's not working. Why is my stream deck not working? Ah, that was weird. Stream deck wasn't working for a second there. Hi, how you doing? Old Duck, hello there. Jason, hello there. Mactus, Jams, Marshall, Paul Numbers, Soul Rune over in the Twitch chat room, and over in the YouTube chat room, Nail, Wailed, and Nintendo Boy Advance. Hello there. Nobody else has said hello there. Everyone else is looking. So, we are something like a month and a half, less than a month and a half, a month and 10 days, something like that. A month and 8 days. What's the math? Someone do the math. Oh wait, Jemit's already did the math. 42 days away from Pokemon Let's Go, apparently. And I'll be spending the next basically 3 weeks traveling, because I'll be going to New York tomorrow, then Bangkok the day after I come back from New York. It's been a week traveling, 3 days in New York, but week traveling total kind of thing. And then Bangkok for Lenovo. And then after I come back from Bangkok, I get like 4 or 5 days home. And then I'm off to Melbourne for PAX Australia, where I will be doing a live stream. Time slot confirmed for Friday morning. So, hey. So yeah, not a lot of time to get shit done between now and when Pokemon comes out. So I figured today was as good a day as any to work on the thumbnail. The last couple of Pokemon game playthroughs we've done live on Twitch, I've done a hand-drawn custom thumbnail for the YouTube replays up on the secondary YouTube channel, the /BluntNate YouTube channel. So we're going to do the same again today. I'm going to draw my little Pokemon trainer. I've already done a little sort of blue line sketch about how I want the thumbnail to be laid out there. So we've got the sort of the logo up the top there and the Let's Play number down the bottom here. And a little picture of me throwing the Pokeball with a little Eevee on my shoulder, which I used a photo reference for. So if I can bring out the opacity on that, there we go. That's my bed head, by the way. That was pre-shower, so I've got the bed head going on the side there, which is wackadoo. Oh yeah, so just a quick little photo reference for the blue line sketch that we're going to sort of base the drawing on. But yeah, doing some warm-ups, and I really like this one here. It was supposed to be just a warm-up sketch, but I think it's kind of cute. So I might work on that one a little bit more as well. Make that a proper sketch of something. Maybe make that a new profile picture or something. I don't know. I like how it came out. But if you are in the YouTube chat, if you type in !draw, you'll get a link to the tablet I'm using, which was sent in for review. This is a coupon code with that too, so I'm not sure how much the coupon code saves you money. I don't get any cash back from it. I'm just letting you know. It's there if you're interested to find out about the tablet I'm using. And in the YouTube side of things, it's just in the down below area. So Nintendo Boy Advance is asking, I assume at least one of us is getting one of the Let's Go games. Which version? I'll probably wind up with both, but I'm getting Eevee first. I'll probably buy one physical and one digital, maybe. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Seeing as cloud saves aren't a thing, I'll probably just get both physical. I don't know. 100% newbie when it comes to digital drawing or drawing in general, but I really want to get into it. Digital mouse badges. Well, I mean, it wouldn't have that stop you. Really poor hand-eye coordination. Is there LCD reading at the range of $200? Yeah, there's a few around for that kind of price. Yeah, if you hit up the link in the down below area that takes you to the Banggood site where this is listed, they've got a few cheaper alternatives as well. Cheese? No, that's the bot command is only for the Twitch chat. I haven't set up a bot for the YouTube chat, so it's in the down below area because Twitch doesn't let me do that. May have overestimated your biceps. Well, no, you know what? I haven't. It looks sort of dramatic in the sketch, but look. I mean, I do arc a little bit over the bicep, but you know, my arms are chunky, man. I haven't been that kind to myself. Just a little bit of artistic license to get a nice shape in there. can draw, can actually draw, can make videos, build a good damn PC, be a voice actor if you so choose. Man, it's too powerful to never. Yeah. So that's the thing. I'm pretty good at a lot of things, but I'm really good at nothing. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, as they say. Because I have a tiny, tiny attention span. Actually, that's not even true. So, yeah, I guess we should make a start here somewhere, eh? Let's grab a line work layer. I've got my layers all sorted out already today. I've named them and everything. I also got something stuck in my teeth, which is bugging me. So how is everybody today anyway? Feel good? I'm feeling good. I don't know where to start. Where do I want to start? I guess we'll start on the head. It's always a good place to start. Everything else hangs off that anyway, so... Let's grab a pen. No, I said let's grab a pen. What sort of line work are we dealing with here? Well, for a start, I want a black. Is that kind of line weight we want? I can deal with that. Now, I'm not going to do the sort of almost anime style that we did in the last drawing stream when we did the Bowsette thing. This is going to be closer to my, I guess, my natural style that I developed over the years when I was drawing comics and stuff like that. Which, I don't know, I haven't actually drawn in that style in a while. Most of the stuff I've drawn since doing the review of the tablet we did last year and stuff like that has all been sort of anime style kind of stuff for the most part, or a little more anime style than my natural developed style. So I don't know. I think I also might want to do a kind of sketchy thing instead of a super smooth line. I don't know. I guess the jawline doesn't matter that much because we're going to put a beard over here anyway, but... You know what? I think my blue line's a bit too rough. Let's do a basic... Let's do a little bit more work. And we'll grab the blue again. We'll go a bit darker blue. We'll just get some more detail worked out, I think. Get a bit better idea of the shape, especially for the face. Also, first time I've drawn myself when my beard's been this long and thick as well, so the old way I used to draw my beard isn't going to work anymore. What you making? I'm making a thumbnail for when we do the Pokemon Let's Go Let's Play series. Making a thumbnail for the YouTube replays and for the Twitter announcements and shit like that. Doing well here in central New York. Hey, I'm going to be there in a couple of days. That's cool, 12 degrees. Yeah, I was pretty surprised when I checked the weather, because I was checking the weather to see what, you know, clothes to pack. And at this time of year, the weather in Sydney and New York is basically the same. You know? Nights are not too cool, and the days sort of get up to about 20-25 degrees Celsius or so. It's exactly what it is in Sydney at the moment, basically. So even though we're at opposite seasons, actual temperature and weather is pretty much the same. I found that interesting. I don't know why, but I want to draw in VR watching this. Oh, drawing in VR is super fun. I've done a couple of streams where we've done sort of 3D modeling in VR and some sort of painting in VR. Painting in VR is super fun. You just get sort of a level of... I'm not even sure what to call it, but it's so different than drawing on a two-dimensional surface. It really sort of brings out the creativity in me. We should do that again sometime soon, actually. I haven't really thought about what kind of expression I want. Maybe I'll do the cockeye eyebrow thing, actually. If I'm throwing a Pokeball, maybe I'll do the Spock brow. Raise it up on one side. Probably a bit thicker than that. Big chunky eyebrows has always been part of my style. Been enough with these games. Starting off excited. More details came out about the difficulty. Yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, hasn't it? Every time you hear something new, you're like, ah. Like the latest piece of news has got me a little bit pissed off with the Metal Nuts Pokemon thing, whatever its bloody stupid name is. You can only get that in Pokemon Go. Then you have to transfer it across to Let's Go. So they're walling off content in a different game. You can't complete the Pokedex without playing Pokemon Go, basically. Which is just a shitty thing to do to people. Pretty pissed off about that. At least it's not a cool looking Pokemon, I guess. And I guess I could always get it traded in from someone else. Wait, do we know? Wait. Do we even know whether you can do interpersonal trades yet? Like Wonder Trade and that kind of crap? I don't remember if we even can do that. If we can do that, then obviously I can just get that Pokemon from someone else who does play Pokemon Go. I guess I could play a bit of Pokemon Go as I'm traveling as well. Although, I'm not sure I want to flatten my battery. Local trades. God damn it, local trades only? Are you serious? God, that's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. And it's all in an effort to get people playing Pokemon Go. If you could trade over the internet, then obviously those of us who don't want to play Pokemon Go wouldn't have to. We just get the Pokemon that's exclusive to the Pokemon Go from someone else. But no, of course not. Of course not. I kind of like the tongue sticking out thing there. We might keep that. Local trades only. That's so stupid. At least Pokemon Go is free. Well, free to start. It's filled with microtransactions. It's free to play if you don't mind waiting around to do shit like fucking hatching and having to walk around endlessly to get to Pokestops to get egg hatching machines or however the bloody hell that works these days. I haven't played it in ages, so. But yeah. I'm not sure I would call it free. Free to start. Well, that feels pretty good. Let's give me a big, stupid, thick neck. Shall we tone down the bicep just a little bit? Happy now? Thing came out, there's no full online GTS for this game. That sucks so bad. Do we know whether it's Pokemon Bank compatible yet? I bet you it's not, is it? I bet you they're walling that off too, the bastards. Because that's another way around that bullshit. Just use Pokemon Bank. What the? My mouse went all screwy there for a second. Yeah, might have to work on those folds a bit. We'll get rid of that one. Give me that. Hate Pokemon Go. I don't hate Pokemon Go, I just don't enjoy it. I made you realise that at its heart, Pokemon game. Yeah, Pokemon Go's not a real Pokemon game. It's a mobile. It's. What was Niantic's other game? I forget what they call it. Same kind of thing. You walk around and have the thing. You know, I forget what the thing was called. But it's just Pokemon Go's not a real Pokemon game. It's just a game with Pokemon jammed into it because it was Good way to get microtransactions happening. I think I'm pretty happy with the way the fist is. We can just sort of keep most of this, I think. Square it off a bit. So I love working with photo references too. Saves me the trouble of trying to figure out hands. Yeah, that arm works a little bit better like that. Kind of feeling bad now. I've got 7 devices within reach that run Pokemon Go. Well, I mean, you know, just because I don't like it doesn't mean you don't, you know. I don't, you know, my best mate still plays Pokemon Go. The guy got me into Pokemon in the first place. Actually, there's a thought. Yeah. I was going to say I could get the exclusive Pokemon off him, but he lives in Melbourne, so it would rely on us being in the same place at the same time. I guess I've got options though. I don't have to.
Hey, pat on the back for this guy.
Thank you very much, Paul. Many numbers coming in with the 25 months resub.
25-month hype.
Hype, 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 hype. A little bit of love splashed in the chat room, please, if you don't mind. For that glorious resub. Thank you very much, mate. If they ever said anything with Bank and Let's Go by the end of summer, September, then Psycho doesn't come. Yeah, well, you never know with Nintendo. You just can't double best Nintendo. Hello, Crazy Ace for step. Sorry, I missed you the first time around. Alright, now let's figure out this hat, which I obviously didn't figure out properly in the sketch, so that doesn't look even close to being right. That looks a bit closer to right. Brims I always have trouble with. Just because of the weird shape. Well, not weird, but just accounting for the curve in them as well. Because, you know, I'm a grown-up and the peaks of my caps have curves in them. Unlike the kids these days who wear them dead straight for some reason and sticking out sideways like idiots. Just because us millennials left them no other option, you know. Back in the day, baseball caps were worn normal. Then Generation X came around and we went, fuck you guys, we're wearing ours backwards, how do you like us now? And then millennials came along and went, oh, we need to find a way to wear our hats. Sideways! Durr! Suck it, millennials. Oh, leave the stickers on for some reason. Did we do it? What is with what is with the deal with leaving the stickers on? By the way, I've never. That's my one old man moment. What are you doing with the stickers on your hat? Like the straight brims and wearing them sideways, I get. You just had to find your own way of wearing the hats because we already took the good way. But the stickers, I don't know. That never made any sense to me. Millennials don't have the arm strength to bend. Yeah, because they're all vegans and shit, right? They don't have the muscle strength. They don't have enough calcium in their diet. Their bones are too brittle. If they try and bend the peak of a cap into a proper shape, they just snap their fingers. And they're offended. Yeah. Well, when you think about it like that, wouldn't they be offended by just having straight peaks? Because, you know, assuming everything should be straight is the... There's a joke here somewhere. I can't get to it, though. All the pieces are there. You make something up. I fucking love coconut water. Something about that doesn't sing to me. I think it's the neck. Something about the neck is wrong. I'm pretty sure it's this garbage here. Better. Alright, how do we feel about that? Looks pretty dynamic to me. Alright, let's figure out some more detail on the Eevee. When I say more detail, I mean some detail, because that's clearly a placeholder. I've never actually drawn Eevee before, so I did some little warm-up sketches in a few different styles, trying to figure out what works best to me. And I kind of like this guy right here, this little goofy guy, big round face. I like the way I did his little fluffy mane too, so I think we might stick something closer to that. Looks like you're about to backhand someone. It does a bit. Once the ball is drawn in, it won't look so aggressive, because that's the idea. I've thrown the ball, yeah, and I'm on the wind down from the throw, because the ball will go right here. But yeah, I guess without the ball, it does look like I'm about to tell some shithead to shut up. Why I oughta. I like the cute fat one. What, the one we circled there? Or this little fat one down here? Because I think, you know, I like how stupid and cute that looks, but I don't think it's going to work with the style of the trainer that we've drawn. I also kind of like this guy here. We might do a sort of blend between these two. I think I like the hair on this guy, this guy more. The thicker hair, as opposed to this sort of scruffy stuff. Now, let's start doodling and see what happens. I guess we get the eyes in first. A little more oval, I think. There you go. Oops. Rounder. There you go. Should we sweep? I was just thinking, should we sweep that ear back a little bit more dramatically? I think we will. Get a bit more motion in it. EVUs are a bit tricky sometimes. There we go, come like that. I kind of like the dopey smile. That one works. I think we're getting somewhere. Leave like that, put a lightning bolt on the forehead, and we'll call it Harry Pichu. I guess we could put his tail off on this side too. Of course behind the head, but just for the sake of getting the shape in there. Alright, how's that looking? Not so bad. Looks like he's sort of crawled round from the back. The way the tail is sort of giving him some movement direction. You know what? I kind of also can't resist wanting to give him a little fang. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm not going for the heart tail? What do you mean the heart tail? Eevee doesn't have the heart tail. Eevee has a big bushy fox tail. This is not Pikachu, this is Eevee, by the way. You can tell by the slightly different shaped ears and the fluffy mane thing. The neck beard. The Eevee neck beard. That's what we're going to call it. My eyes are sensitive enough that I need both some days, then the hat means I don't need to do such Polaroid lenses, wouldn't be able to see indoors. Isn't the whole point of the brim to shade the eyes so you don't need sunglasses? Well, I mean, that's why the brim was invented for baseball players and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a fantastic viral photo that was doing the rounds many years ago, and it was a guy literally watching a baseball game, and he had his hat on backwards, and his hand was doing this to shade his eyes from the sun. And the caption usually read, "If only there was some sort of device he could wear on his head to shade his eyes." Yeah. I mean, I think the brim could be a bit bigger. Maybe come out to like there. Yeah, it works a bit better. And of course we got the Pokeball logo. Something like that. Yeah. Alright, let's pull that opacity down. Oops, there's the wrong layer. Out there. Make it easy to work with. Solve the size in the Eevee. I mean, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with those yet. The traditional eyes on the Eevee are sort of the, they're fairly anime eyes with the... actually, let's go back to the line work layer and I'll show you what I'm talking about rather than trying to describe it. They got the anime eyes like that, and sort of one half is coloured in black and the other half is blue. But I don't know whether I'm going to do that. I might go just pure black and put a little glint, a little white glint, or maybe just leave them pure white because it does look. It's going to look pretty unique with pure white eyes as well, especially against the brown fur that we'll eventually have there. All right, let's go to my final line layer and start working this in. You know what? Let's go a bit more angular. Female Eevee is a hard pattern on his tail. You're thinking of Pikachu. Female Eevee. No, female Eevee has a slightly softer differentiating pattern between the light part of the end of the tail and its base tail, whereas the male is sharper, apparently. One image I'm looking at here. But there's no hard... Oh, I guess you could call it a heart shape if you're looking at it from a two-dimensional point of view at some angles. Yeah, I see what you mean. But no, it's definitely not a heart shape. It goes all the way around. It's only a heart shape if you look at it from a very specific angle on a two-dimensional plane. But yeah, no, I see what you mean. Yeah, we might give it the female heart shape. Oopsie daisy. Excuse me? Why are you doing that? Rotate, please. Thank you. Hello there, Trico Master. How you doing? I have two versions, one with the male Eevee and one with the female. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to do. We can just do the different tails and different layers. That way we can switch out the thumbnail for whatever gender we wind up getting when we start the game. It's not a silly idea. Not that much extra work. Not a silly idea at all. Let's have another whack at that. Nope. There we go. Just get hitched up at the end of that circle there. Not sure I like this. Yeah. Not the best I've ever drawn, but Your beard in the picture reminds me of Watson from Moorville. I have no idea what that is. I haven't heard. I mean, what's Moorville? Makes me want to get out my Apple Pencil and attempt to draw something. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna take my Apple Pencil with me when I'm on my plane trips, just in case I have the urge to draw. I forgot last time. I took my iPad with me. I forgot to bring my Apple Pencil with me. I was like, oh, wish I'd bought that. Okay, where's my warm-ups? Nope. Yeah, I was kind of playing around with the different way to do the beard. I always draw my beard slightly different ways, but it's never been this thick before, so I've been playing around with different. I think this way is probably the best. We'll give it a go. Oops. I accidentally sampled there. Make sure I connect all this up too, so I don't run into any issues when I go to color the damn thing. I don't know. Not sure I love how that looks. Undo. Because at this point I can just erase it. Not pencil, pen please. This is under bit I'm having issues with. Still looks a bit fluffy. Maybe I'll go back to doing it a bit more straight line and just drop in some detail with the shading. afford to be a bit loose with it. That's way too much. Yeah, that works a bit better. Yeah, I think once we do the shading, we'll drop in some more texture to try and sell the fact that it's a beard a bit cleaner. Aww. Someone in the YouTube chat wants to be reported. Reports. Pornography or sexually explicit material. Report. Boom. There you go. Don't be a dickhead in chat, because I do report people. Just be a normal human and treat me like a normal human and we'll be fine. As a gym leader. Oh, right. Watson from Morville City Gym. Right. Yeah, I'm with you now. That took a second. It's not the first time I've heard that, actually. Yeah, I think that came up when we were talking about gym leaders as we were doing the silver playthrough, actually. No, I remember. We were talking about cosplays. And we were talking about my plans to do a Pokemon Trainer cosplay, which I didn't have time to do. I wanted to get it done in time for PAX, but then a whole bunch more travel than I was expecting came up, and no. Just turns out no. Unless I can pull together the materials as I travel. So I'll poke around New York and try and find an appropriate shirt and red fingerless gloves or something, and yeah. Well, that's not too bad. Looks like you're biting a coin rather than a tongue. Once we get the colour in there, that'll sell it a bit better. Don't worry. It's fairly, it's fairly small, so once we paint that red, it'll sell that a bit better, or pink at least. But yeah, I see what you mean. I'm biting under my lucky coin. Wait, where's my? Ow! Oh, come here. There we go. There's my, oh, would you come on and just focus? There we go. That's the Pokemon Sun and Moon coin that we used during the playthrough to do the coin lock, coin flippy stuff. Yeah, I just, I can't even bite it somewhere. Art lies. Make a fantastic Watson. Was Watson electric type? Don't remember. So many different gym leaders to remember. I never remember them. What typing was Watson? Oh, fucking nailed that first try. It's lovely and circular. Wow, look at me go with the circles today. That's good to me. We might actually bring in some of that seam as well. Pretty sure it's electric. Yeah, my brain wants to say electric. He was. That's good. Hey, look at that. I did remember. Canine Paradox, hello. Never knew Blunty drew. Yeah, I haven't in a while. Not regularly in a while, anyway. But yeah, I used to draw pretty much every day. Did a small press self-published comic with a friend of mine for a couple of years there as well. Started out in the college newspaper. Instead of doing any journalist work, we talked our teacher into letting us draw a comic. Stupid, stupid woman. We didn't do any work at all that year except draw and write comics. It was awesome. Ooh, that's gonna need some work. Signature Pokemon was Manentry. Ah, yeah, it's all coming back to me now. Yeah, not one of my favorite Pokemon actually. Mantric. Just, I never really liked the design of him. That's pretty much all there was to it. I didn't like the design. Just looked a bit... I don't know what it was about him. Could never put my finger on it, but I know I just didn't like the way he looked, so I never actually used one. Hand looks a bit weird. I mean, that's what the photo reference makes it look like, but I think we can do better with a bit of artistic license. For example, this part here. And probably some of this here as well, actually. Oops. I hate drawing hands. Nope. Just all kinds of nope. How do I make this look right? Fuck. Oh, wait, are we onto something here? It's not so bad. Something just fell down. Zoopity, zip, 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 zip. This sounds much easier. What tablet I'm using? Information is in the down below area there. Three little best, bro. It's not a Wacom tablet, no. It's much, much, much cheaper than a Wacom tablet. I can do that better. I think we need something there. Probably might be better off doing that with shading, I don't know. Headline, let's say Pokemon Yellow never came out. Okay, let's say. Would that have enticed your decision to get Pokemon Pikachu Go? I don't really understand the question. Pokemon Yellow came out, then Pokemon Let's Go wouldn't be based on Pokemon Yellow, so it'd be different. Slightly. What are you trying to ask me exactly? Just cut out the middleman and ask me what you actually wanted to ask me. I feel like you're trying to trick me into an answer or something about something else specific. Will you stream the day that Smash Ultimate launches? Probably not. Mainly because I don't care about Smash. Like, at all. I mean, I may stream that day, but I won't be streaming Smash. Apparently Netflix now accounts for 15% of all net traffic. It's higher than YouTube. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, people watch more Netflix. Like, a show on Netflix is at least 22 minutes. You know, for an episode of a syndicated show or something. Which reminds me, I found out yesterday that the Titans show that is exclusive to the DC online service or whatever they're calling it in the US. In Australia, we'll be able to watch it on Netflix, so hooray! I won't have to try and pirate it. I can actually watch it legitimately and make sure the people who made it get money and stuff. Hopefully it's worth it, but we shall see. That's pretty good. Sucks to be in Australia if you like Game of Thrones, though. The service that Game of Thrones has carried on here, Foxtel, they just put their prices up for the package that includes Game of Thrones by an extra $10 a month. So instead of being like $15, it's now $25 a month, just so you can watch Game of Thrones. Fuck that. No, I haven't seen Dragon Prince yet. I've heard good things about it. I think I have that preloaded on my iPad so I can watch it on the plane. On the offline Netflix app thingy. I don't remember. If I don't, I probably should pop it on there. But yeah, I watched about 10 minutes of the first episode one night, but I was really, really sleepy and I just couldn't pay attention to it. So I stopped watching and I thought, well, I'll come back to that when I'm conscious. No trick, I worded it poorly. See everyone getting Eevee edition of Let's Go. Really? Because my experience has been the other way around. Every time we've discussed it on the streams, it's always been Pikachu, because Pikachu is the one most people know. And particularly if you're not a Pokemaniac, you know, you haven't been playing for years and years and years. If you're picking between the two, I feel like a lot of non-hardcore players are going to go with Pikachu because that's the one they're familiar with. And one of the reasons I'm picking up the Eevee version myself is because I feel like Pikachu has had his day. It's time for Eevee to shine, because Eevee's always been one of my favourites. Adorable design. I love Umbreon. Looks badass. I've got a shiny Umbreon. Do you watch... Oh yeah, I watch BoJack. Absolutely. Yeah, I can't get enough BoJack. I've watched it over and over and over and over again. And I may watch the latest season again when I'm travelling. Because I've only seen the latest season once so far. BoJack is an amazing show. So clever. I think we might go a bit lighter on that. Actually, you know what? No, heavy. Heavy. That way we can go lighter with the little paw. Alright, let me switch to my line work thing again and see if we can get these eyes some sort of alignment there. There we go, clean that up a little bit, that'll be good. This thing I love about drawing digitally, you can just keep sweeping and sweeping and sweeping and undo and undo and undo until you get it right. Tricky lines, circles. You can also... Oh, that was way off. And if you get real desperate, you can just copy and paste. Oh yeah, that one comes to sings to me. They're a little bit. I like the eyes to be a little bit off. Just a little bit extra personality, I feel. Tidy up that line there, and that one there. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Actually, no. I'm not going to fuss it too much, but I want it to be close to right. There we go. I think we got it that time. What's my favourite show? It depends on what mood I'm in. I don't really have a favourite show. Sometimes I'm in the mood for BoJack Horseman, sometimes in the mood for Family Guy. Very, very different shows. I feel bad because you make great videos, but I've been too busy to watch. Oh, should feel bad. Controls. Yeah, that's the thing I like about this tablet, by the way. It has a bunch of shortcut buttons on the left-hand side, or right-hand side if you flip it over, I guess. So I've got a shortcut buttons assigned for the pen tool, which I can press twice to get a pencil. I've got a shortcut button for rotate. I've got a shortcut button for the hand tool to move things around. There's a dial on there I can use to zoom and to adjust the size of the brush. I've got a button there I can hold down to switch the erase tool. And I've got undo and redo buttons. And I've even got a button spare, which I'm not actually using for anything right now. Shortcut buttons on a tablet like this are just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Alright, so let's for just now give it the female variation of that tail shape, and we'll do another version on a different layer with the other one. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's make 2 different layers for that. Oh, there we go. So this layer will be femme tail, and this layer will be mask tail. Alright, so the femtail version is rounded and kind of looks like a love heart. The masculine tail variety is the more... I want to do this. That's not too bad. Need to clean it up a little bit there, though. There we go. So, feminine, masculine. Feminine, masculine. Leave the feminine one on for the moment. Because why not? What's Eevee's exclusives? I couldn't tell off the top of my head, but I think... I know that... what am I trying to think of here? There's one exclusive to Let's Go Pikachu that my friend Ali wants really badly, so that's why she's picking that one and I'm picking Eevee. What was it? One of the fire types, can't remember what it was. Took 4 years Photoshop class. I have most of the tools, muscle memory now. Yeah, that's my problem with this program and this tablet is I haven't built the muscle memory for either of them yet. So I'm still a bit clumsy. I think we're pretty much there on the line work. Oh, except for the mouth, of course. The mouth on Eevee needs to go in. But yeah, I'm like that with Final Cut 10. Like the muscle memory is just all there for the every keyboard shortcut that I commonly use. I just boop, 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 boop. Do you think it will be dedicated 3D successor to focus on the Switch only both? I think they're just going to focus on the Switch for now. Like, clearly having given up on 3DS, they're still doing some new software for it and remakes and things like that, like Luigi's Mansion, things like that. You know, big name titles are still coming out for 3DS, but I don't think it will have an immediate successor anytime real soon. I feel like they would rather do a more affordable version of the Switch, or, you know, if the rumor comes true, and it probably will, that, you know, by this time next year we'll be looking at a hardware revision of the Switch. Will the existing model of the Switch drop down in price to where closer to where the 3DSs are, so it makes them more affordable for you know, families with multiple children, things like that. Don't know. Nintendo is tricky to guess sometimes. They don't always do what you'd think would be the logical thing. Why do I keep accidentally selecting the pencil? Yep, I had time. That doesn't look right, does it? That looks all kinds of wrong. That's a bit better. I think we'll leave the fang out. The fang might be a bit too much. Okay, let's glint in the eye.
looks like pupils for now, but once we colour it in, it'll make sense. Might just do my eyes dark, actually. The rumours it will be a new Switch early next year. I don't think early next year. I think late next year. They'll do it as a Christmas holiday season thing. I very much doubt it'll be early. Okay. Ooh, how'd that get there? What layer is that even on? Okay. That's odd. Just upgraded from Athlon 86K 8 GB RAM to Xenon 1620 16 ECC RAM with a GTX 950 Quattro 200 now can really well, I mean, if that's what you want to call it. Now, the question with the ball is, do I do it the scribbly way to try and give it a more sense of motion, or do I do it clean and then try and put motion in with this bit of a Gaussian directional blur or something? I think I might want to do the scribbly way. Except for some reason I'm not making a line. Why am I not making a line? Because I was on an eraser for something. There we go. Ooh. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Hello there, Capper. I'm not even going to attempt your last name. Some sort of Polish name, looks of things. Ablanti. Oh, there we go. Greetings to Poland. With your experience in tech in general and Nintendo system in particular, what changes would you expect to be made next model Switch? They're probably going to use the second gen NVIDIA chip for a start, which is more battery efficient. Made on a smaller process, better heat dissipation, things like that. The only reason they didn't use, I mean, it was available when they made the Switch, but they didn't use it because of cost. But by the time they make the second model, the cost would have come down, I reckon. Which means we'll probably get, maybe, if we're lucky, 1080p handheld mode. Would be nice. They're probably going to, well, you know, my pipe dream stuff is upgrade the screen to a glass covered OLED screen, 1080p in handheld mode. I don't know whether they'd change up the Joy-Cons very much, but I would like to see the connection changed a bit, because it's still a bit, it wiggles just a little bit, and I don't like the way it wiggles. I want a more secure slide in, but considering how many different accessories snap into those, I don't know whether they're going to change that, but I think they'll keep the size pretty much the same. They might make it a bit slimmer or something, and make the screen bigger and the bezel smaller, some things like that. But I think the general size is going to be stay around the same. Okay. I'm relatively happy with the squiggly Pokeball. Except I don't want to do that. Let's really punch in. That might be too far. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Zoop, 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 zoop. Like so. Get a bit of that happening. Works for me. Don't like this wispy little thing here either. We'll get rid of that. Squiggly but deliberate is what we're looking for here. Ooh, doo doo doo. There we go. Gotta be careful with that pressure. Alright. I think we can tidy up this a little bit. Get that a more deliberate looking weight to it. This one can go here and here. We'll bring that back to there. There you go. It's Casper. Okay. What did I say before? Cacper. I can't tell what mark is that. You sound great on it. This is. You can see it in the corner of the frame here. Camera. There we go. That right there. That's the Sennheiser Hand Mic Digital. You can find a review on it on the main YouTube channel if you just go to the video page and search for Hand Mic, HANDMIC. It should come right up in the channel video search page thingy. And yeah, it's really quite good. I'm using a couple of filters on it in OBS. Like I've got a noise filter, a bit of gain, a bit of compression on there. Just, relatively subtle. Just to keep the sort of sound level nice and consistent. But yeah, it's a fantastic mic. Made even more fantastic by the fact that you can plug it into USB to your computer like I am now, but it also comes with a second cable that goes straight into the lightning port on my iPhone, so I can use it as a field recorder microphone and do interviews and things like that on show floors and things like that with it, which I did for IEC and things like that last year, or earlier this year I should say. That's awesome. It's the best mic I own, in my opinion. And I almost want to get a second one just in case this one ever breaks, because I don't want to be without it anymore. A straight line there, get rid of that. Okay. Got a bit of dynamicism to it, kind of like it. Cool. Now then, let's grab this layer, move it up to here. Now how do I do that masking thing I was doing last time? Yeah, that'll work. So copy. Layer mask selection. And select the layer. So now, if we grab a color and a paintbrush, let's just make sure I did this right. There we go. Good. Okay. I remembered how to do it. Hooray for me. What's my favorite? I don't really have a favorite Pokemon. People love asking me that question in Pokemon streams. I never have an answer. I've got a few different Pokemon that I like. I don't know whether any one particular one's my favorite, because, you know, I'm not a 4-year-old child. So I can have... Wait a second. Did I... No, I guess it handled that gap there alright. I was a bit worried about the thumb gap. Might have ruined my selection, but we're fine. Okay. So now let's grab all these layers. How do I... Why can't I merge those layers? Because they're not visible, probably. There we go. New layer folder, there we go. That's something to do, tidy up these a bit. Zip those away. That's the extra tail. There's nothing. Right, so let's duplicate the color layer once, just in case I need to work in a couple of separate layers. Do this ahead of time this time, so I'll not leave myself all kinds of skewy. Okay, let's get in some flat colors. Obviously red for the hat, but we'll go with kind of a muddyish red. And we will not use a watercolor, we want an oil paint. What Pokemon do I like? I like Eevee, Pikachu, Psyduck. Actually, no, I don't want oil. What I want is... What was I using last time? Indie ink? Does that bleed over itself? Oh, that one will do fine. But with a smooth line. What the hell paintbrush was I using last time? I guess I can work with this. Alright. I feel good about that. Let's just scribble it in. Say on BD. What? On BD. What do you want? So yeah, Scyther's another good one. I like Scyther. Fantastic design on Scyther. Not a great moveset, so I don't use him very often, but I've used him a few times for a False Swiper, because he learns it naturally, if I remember correctly. at a reasonably low level. But I've only used him once or twice for that, because there are other better false swipers out there that know sort of sleep or paralysis moves as well, which is always more handy for a catcher Pokemon. Cool. I like that red. Current background song is making me miss Minecraft. Yeah, it's one of the tracks we heard on Minecraft a lot, yeah. I feel like Minecraft might be coming back soon. I'm starting to feel an itch for Minecraft. I don't know whether we'll go back to the Bedrock world or start a new modded Java world or something, but yeah, I'm starting to feel like my break from Minecraft might be coming to an end. I might play some Minecraft on the Switch when I'm on the plane, actually. See how I feel. See if it's see if the joy comes back. What do you reckon about the shirt? Well, first off, let me go back to my line layer. We'll do that collar properly, because apparently I missed that. You know what else we should do? Let's make this shirt a little bit more Pokemon-y by giving it a bit of a two-tone thing. How do we want to do that? I feel like we put a white stripe down the middle. Maybe go blue on the outside, white in the middle there to sort of replicate Red's jacket a bit. I feel like that'll work for me. We'll give it a go. Back to the colour layout. Pick a nice mid-blue, somewhere around there. How do we feel about this? Yeah, I can do that. Orange mode is good. No, I didn't want to go. I mean, the thought did occur to colour match Eevee, but we also want Eevee to stand out a bit. So if we go with the standard sort of Pokemon primaries of blue and red and white, I feel like we'll get somewhere. I haven't decided what kind of shading I'm going to do either. We might go sort of a really heavy cell shade kind of thing, or something a bit more subtle. I guess we won't do the cell shade thing because the actual games, the game models themselves aren't. They're not using cell shading this time, are they? They're a much more smooth 3D look to them. So maybe we'll do the same kind of smoother shading. To better match the in-game graphics, or at least the feel a little bit. Boom, boom, ba-dum. in case anyone's wanting to scream at the chat about just using a paint bucket for this. Something I like about just drawing it in. Something sort of mildly soothing about it. As long as it isn't blue, green with a horizontal red orange stripe. Shades of Undertale. Never got around to playing Undertale yet. Boom, boom, boom. Zoop-doop. Let's tidy up that little section there. You don't know how many times my sweeper has gotten stopped by a Venusaur. Venusaur. Aren't you embarrassed to admit you got stopped by a Venusaur? I'd find that embarrassing. Friends trying to introduce me to competitive Pokemon. We both know teams. Showdown, he had a rough time taking my Venusaur out. Venusaur sucks. Worst starter of the original gens. Stupid looking thing. I think you would like Undertale, just beware the funny guy. Do not want him to get serious with you. Okay. Beware the funny guy it is. Zoop. Yeah. And I feel like if we're going to have the white there, let's go back to the line work. We should probably add a collar line around here as well. Just to help sell that as a fabric. Ugh, hate it. Let's just make it thicker instead. Better. I mean, once the background and everything isn't so white, it once seems so weird. Excuse me? Why you no paint? Thank you. Alright. So let's find a skin tone. Well, that's certainly not it. Kind of a bit jaundiced. a bit darker than that. That's not a bad starting place. I mean, maybe another shade darker. Not that dark. There we go. Subtle but important. Bring. Who is that? What was that? That was the fellow. Thank you, Liquid Red. Zoop. Fun fact, let's go. Eevee is the only game since Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness you can choose Eevee as a starter. Was Eevee a starter in XD Gale of Darkness? I thought it was Umbreon or Espion. Or am I no, I'm thinking of Colosseum, aren't I? No, wait. Was XD still Umbreon Espion? God, it must have been a while since I played Gale of Darkness. Can't even remember what the starter was. What version of Photoshop? There's not any version of Photoshop. This is called Clip Studio Paint Pro. Oopsie daisy. I don't use Photoshop because I don't like supporting Adobe. They are not a good company. I mean, they're not quite as evil as Facebook, but still. They are colossal corporate dicks, and I will not give them money if I can avoid it. Which it turns out is pretty easy to do. And thank you for the follow, Hydra. HD Hydra. Are you a good company? No, I'm terrible. I'm a son of a bitch. Literally, actually. I'm almost a complete bitch. May her soul rest in hell. Colosseum is Espion and Umbreon. XD is Eevee that can later evolve into Flaring Vapor. Ah, yeah. Maybe I should get around to replaying those GameCube Pokemon games. We did start doing a live playthrough of Colosseum at one point, but we never finished. I only did that one stream before I got distracted by something else. We should try again. Keep hoping against hope that it will come out on the as a remake on the Nintendo Switch. Oops. How evil are they compared to EA? Probably about the same. In different ways, but same kind of evil. But your family members suck. Oh yeah, most of my family sucks. I haven't spoken to them in forever. Definitely the black sheep of my family, no question. I've been much more content in my life since I cut all ties with those people. Choose your friends. Can't choose your family. I wish you the best of luck with your drone. Gotta go now, but it's alright. Hey, Hydra, thank you. Hope you enjoy whatever remains of your day. Where's my other edges? My aunt invited us to send Christmas in Tassie with her and threw us out on Christmas Eve. Jesus Christ. What a cunt. Oops. There we go. It's easy. The Switch battery life sucks. Yeah, it's not the greatest, is it? I mean, it's not awful, but I wish it was better. Especially on a plane. Fortunately, most international flights I've taken over the last couple of years, when I've been traveling with the Switch, I've been on flights that have mains PowerPoint in the seat, so I just power the Switch directly. I never have to worry about the battery. That way the battery is still charged for when I need to kill time at the terminal for transfers and things. If I can't find a free PowerPoint, because free PowerPoints in terminals are harder to find than one built into your seat. And I should be okay on my New York trip as well, at least for the first leg. I got transfer in Los Angeles and then fly domestic to New York from there, so I don't know about that, but I'm flying Qantas to New York, which means I can count on having power at the seat, because Qantas are good about that shit. And even if I don't have proper power at the seat, there's usually USB power available as well, which usually won't charge the Switch, but at least I can keep some other stuff charged while I do it. And I think, what airline? I can't remember which airline I'm going to Bangkok on, but I think They should have power at the seats as well. Oh, another person wants to be banned in my YouTube chat. Some idiot's just like, cool channel, check out my recent video. Fuck off. You self-interested little cunt. Why don't you check out my fucking boot up your ass as I report you for spam. Bye. And also hide this user from my channel so no one will ever see anything you ever say again. Bye. Don't self-promote on other people's shit. It's such a sleazy thing to do. Just super, super sleazy. I've spent years blocking people who just leave comments on my videos saying, yeah, check out my latest video. I did a review of this thing too. Check out mine. Fuck off. Just fuck off. Can I be banded in your YouTube chat? That's what all the cool kids are doing. Yeah, it's been a couple of them today. I mean, this is one of the reasons that I like streaming on Twitch. YouTube chat is, for gaming at least. For the drawing streams we've done recently, and the chat streams and stuff we've done, the YouTube chat actually has been pretty good. Better than I remember it being last time I tried to stream games on YouTube. But yeah, I definitely have to manage YouTube chat a bit more aggressive than I do my Twitch chat. What's up, Zephos? Zephros, sorry. Zephros. So you're the... 60!
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
Thank you very much. 23 months in a row. Get some love in the chat, please.
YouTubers being YouTubers. Shout out the Twitch chat.
Shout out the Twitch chat, indeed. Where's my palette? What color are my eyebrows these days? They're still pretty dark, aren't they? There they are. It's funny how eyebrows stay dark, isn't it? They're kind of the last thing to go grey. Sometimes they never go grey. You just get these guys with pure white hair, pure white beards, and their eyebrows are jet black still. It's kooky. You know what? I think I'm just going to go for black eyebrows. Makes them pop a little bit better. It's about expression more than reality. Is that too much? We can always change it later. We'll go black and we'll see how we feel once we get the other colours in. Balance shit out a bit. Can always come back. It's a glorious thing about working digital. No such thing as permanent paint. Yeah, that's not too bad. Definitely have to do the beard and the hair the appropriate colour though. Can't do those dark anymore. Can't get away with that. Had a teacher at school who had grey hair and really bushy ginger eyebrows. Wow. Closest ever came to finding a video for making a drink was described as being perfect for a meal that was made on a video with a different channel the same day. And posting links to each other in comments since they feel that, well, I mean, yeah, if there's an existing relationship between guys and they want to share like that, then that makes absolute sense. But people just trying to parasitically latch on to your more popular content so they get a couple of parasitical views, it's sleazy. It doesn't work for a start. That's just sleazy to do. Okay, now here comes the trick of finding an Eevee brown that works. I'll leave my beard away for the moment, but I think we might want to go a bit lighter than that. What do you reckon? I feel like that's a bit... I mean, Eevee's a little more orange than that in a lot of shots. So maybe let's try to mix in a little more orange. Nope, maybe a little more stronger. That's pretty close to a halfway point between kind of the soul shaded Eevee I'm looking at and a couple of the... Well, I guess in Pokemon Let's Go, he's actually kind of pale compared to the browns and oranges in some other shots. So maybe we do go a bit paler with him. Or possibly her. Ooh, there we go. That feels about right. Yeah. Okay, let's stick with that. Buding, thank you, Paul, many numbers for the bit. Oh, good night, Jonathan Bador, over in the YouTube chat. Hope you have a pleasant night. Sleep well. I've actually been sleeping relatively decently for me recently. I'm still not sleeping very long. I get about 4 or 5 hours at best. But it's been decent sleep. I feel kind of refreshed when I wake up, which makes a nice change. We'll see how that changes once I deal with all the time zone crap I'm going to have to deal with over the next 3 weeks. But for right now, it's nice. Not being under the boot of insomnia. Boom, 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 boom. Life-sized Eevee plush sitting on my desktop. What's life-sized? I know there's a 23 centimeter plush that I've had my eye on for quite some time. It looks really, really nice. And chances are, by the way, I'm going to come back from New York with, hopefully, a Pokemon Center exclusive Eevee that I've had my eye on for ages. You can get them locally through importers and things like that, but they're pretty pricey. So I'm going to try and get one from the Pokemon Center. But it's a little Eevee, and he's lying down flat. It's about that big. And he's just got little sleepy eyes. And I want to try, because you can get, there's a non-Pokemon Center exclusive version of it that you can get in Japan that has open eyes, but the sleepy version is Pokemon Center exclusive, apparently. And I kind of want to try and get one, because it seems like it'd be just perfect to put on my hat when I'm playing Pokemon Go, because I've got my Pokemon hat back here. So put the Eevee plushie on top there, so it'll look just like it does in the game. I thought, well, that'd be kind of cute. So this trip to New York that came up over the last week and a half, it's a very last minute thing actually, provides a really nice opportunity to finally get my ass to the Pokemon Center and see about getting some of those hard to find Pokemon merch. Well, not even necessarily hard to find, but expensive in Australia. But yeah, definitely want to try and get that Eevee, because it's super cute. And would be just a thing for a bit of fun when we go to stream it. Let's go back to the line work, and we'll just get rid of this line here. boom, boom, boom. I guess we can do the entire ear in this colour, because we'll go in and do the darker part afterwards, so it doesn't really matter if we colour inside it. Don't have to be so particular about it. In fact, yeah, let's just go ahead and swap it all in. Life size equals same size as the Pokédex, let's say. Ah, cool. So how big is that, though? Because I don't know that off the top of my head. I know how big it seems like Eevee is in Pokemon Let's Go, because the starter one sits on top of the trainer's hat. So for me, life size is that, you know, the size of a small cat. But maybe the one in Pokemon Let's Go is just young and small. Because there are different sized Pokemon in Let's Go as well. They took that from Pokemon Go, having large, small, and regular size variations, which you can see on the overworld by different coloured auras that are around them when you see them in the wild. I think the large ones come up in red and the small ones come up in green or something. Little sparkly auras around them. So maybe the Eevee, the starter Eevee, is just a small variation. What are your thoughts on Ninetales? I like Ninetales. I like Ninetales a lot. I like Vulpix more, though. I think Vulpix has a cuter design. There we go, starting to come together. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo. Oops. Let's zoom right into that, actually. Smaller brush might help. There we go. Kanto or Alolan for Ninetales? You know what? Flip a coin. I love the Alolan Ninetales. But, you know, I'm an old schooler, so there's always this place in my heart for the original G1s. You know, they've been with me for 20 years or so. But, yeah, I actually like a lot of the Alolan forms a lot more than I thought I ever would. When I originally heard about them, I thought, oh, for fuck's sake. Don't screw with it, they're, you know... But then they screwed with it, and I was like, you know what? Those are actually pretty cool. Which is why I've been trying so hard to keep an open mind about Let's Go. Because on the surface, it sounds like they've really fucked some things that I have always enjoyed about Pokemon. But you never know. Going with an open mind and open heart, maybe, just maybe, it'll be fun anyway. Just like the Alolan forms were. What brand carry case do you use for your Switch when traveling? I don't. Because when I travel, my Switch goes in my backpack with me. So I just use a little soft bag to help protect it from scratches and nicks and things. Either that, or I use... this thing. Couldn't even tell you what brand this is. What is it? Is it Orsley? I don't know whether you can see that if I bring it up to the camera. There we go. Orsley. And this is one of those folio things. So you put the Switch inside. Like that. It has a little cover that protects the screen. So that goes inside my bag, inside a special pouch that's inside my bag. So this, you know, protects the screen from getting bashed around, and the bag itself protects everything else. And it's like one of those iPad stands, so you've got the ridges there, so you can sit it up at various angles. So you've got a relatively shallow angle here, which is just about right for using on a tray table in economy for getting a decent viewing angle. But yeah, I don't really use a big carrying case because they're too bulky inside the bag I'm already carrying with me, my backpack. So I never saw the need for it. And I don't often carry my Switch around with me in my sort of messenger day bag, so I don't need a hard case for it. But I do have a couple of hard cases that were sent in for reviews and things like that. I think there's one from Orsley as well that I have used a few times. But you know, hard cases are much of a muchness. They all do the same thing. They're all rigid or semi-rigid cases that are just there to stop casual knocks and bumps from doing accidental damage. You can't really go far wrong with them, as long as you get one with a decent zip on it. Stephen, hello there. How's the party going this evening? Well, it's a morning for me, so... Oh! Slipped off my armrest then. I went to adjust myself and went... That stings. That's the thing, some of the Reddits initially sound like garbage, but then you delve into it, isn't as bad as you think. Exactly. It's been like that for Pokemon for... well, forever, really. Since Generation 2 came around and they said, oh, we're changing this, and here's some new Pokemon. Everyone was like, ah, no, ah, everything's terrible and bad about new things. And then we played it, was like, actually, this is pretty good. They fixed a lot of what was wrong, and did some rebalancing, and the new Pokemon were actually pretty charming, and... So yeah, I'm trying pretty aggressively to come into Pokemon Let's Go with an open heart, open mind. Give Nintendo the opportunity, or give Game Freak, I should say, the opportunity to surprise me. Let's not go black for the eyes, but let's go fairly dark brown. That's not brown at all, that's kind of a grey. Don't really like that colour either. Maybe we should go a lighter brown. This is a bit closer to what my eyes actually are. Yeah, if we do that, we're going to have to go for a pupil, and I kind of think... No, let's do what we did with the eyebrows and just go jet black, and then we'll put a blingy highlight. Again, if I change my mind, I can always come back. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Don't mind that so much at all. So now, let's grab a more solid brush. And I mean, that's solid, does it? Something like that. No. Maybe... No. I don't know what to do about the eyes, guys. Spooky eyes. Actually, that's not too bad. Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. I'm just trying to remember the last time I had to draw non-anime style eyes. It's been a while. A long while. Can't remember how I used to do them. Spooktober eyes, yeah. I just want to say thanks so much for the microSD card for Switch recommendation videos. Games running like a dream on my Switch thanks to you. Excellent. Good. Glad it was useful. I just recently upgraded my memory card. Actually, I was running a 64 gig since launch. But on Amazon Prime Day, a couple of months ago now, I guess, they had some 200 gig SanDisk cards on sale for a ridiculously good price. And they were from you know, they were not from a third-party vendor or anything. They were Amazon Direct kind of stuff. So chances were good they were genuine. So ordered some on the off chance. And yeah, now running a 200 gig card in my Switch. Oops. No, I think that's too much. I wonder if this pink is too hot. No, it's about right, actually. Might want to come down a shade for my own tongue, though. That's not the colour I tried to pick. Okay. Let's find a base grey for the beard. Maybe a little darker. So we're going to come through and highlight this as well. Also, I just realized I forgot the ear. Let's do that now before I forget. Don't know how I managed to not spot that before now, but there you go. Just sort of setting to nod off, so I'll be going now. Alright, Jason. Enjoy your evening, or your sleep, or whatever. Sorry the stream is so boring for you, you can't even stay awake. So I must ask, what is your favorite DSLR mirrorless? My current tool of choice is the Panasonic Lumix G5. Not the S variant, which technically has a little bit better image quality. The reason I don't like the S is because I shoot a lot handheld when I'm at events and stuff like that, so the stabilization that the G5 has versus the GA5S comes in very, very, very handy for me. But if you're looking for something to sort of do serious shoots with a lot of support gear, stabilizations and rigs and everything, or just shoot tripod bound, the G5S is a really good choice because it has, like I said, slightly better image quality and significantly better low light capability than the regular G5. So yeah, it's my current tool of choice, although I'll be keeping an eye very closely on the new full frame that Lumix have been teasing and talking about, with the new multi-company lens mount from it's being adapted from the was it the not Sigma, forgot, drawing a blank. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, if the new camera is basically just a G5 but with a full frame sensor in it, I'll be very excited by it. Because I love Micro Four Thirds for many, many, many reasons. But there is just something about that aesthetic you get from a full frame sensor that you just can't quite easily match with Micro Four Thirds. But it would be nice just to have that option. Yeah, I've been using the Lumix cameras for years now. Like the camera you're looking at me now on is the Lumix G7, which used to be my workhorse. Then I replaced that with the G85, and then the G5. On the Sony A, yeah, I had an A5100 for a little while there. Didn't really like it. It was too early in the run. Had too many problems. And I love the look that comes out of the current Sony range, but the lack of a screen that flips around so I can see it from this side of the lens is a deal killer for me. Because obviously, as a YouTuber, I spend a lot of the time in front of my own camera, being my own cameraman, and not being able to see my framing or focus. Or not being able to do that without extra gear, with an extra monitor, an extra battery, and extra cables, and all that kind of crap that you have to use with this to do that on the Sony. It's not worth it. But yeah, there's no questioning that the Sony Alpha series is real nice these days. Real nice. Oh, and also thank you, Thedils Bro, for the 100 bits. Commented on the Twitch channel. Love the channel, keep it up. I will keep it up, thank you. Found you on Twitch. Yes, you did. Right, what about the tail and mane of this Eevee? It's kind of almost a custard colour, isn't it? Almost custard. Whoops-a-daisy. Does that work? I might want to go a bit darker than that. Just a bit more on the brown side, maybe. That might be a bit dark, but I can come through and put in some hearts and stuff, which will make it look a bit lighter. Yeah. I think we might have to mix this one manually. Let's have a look here. Ooh, too dark, too dark, too dark, too dark. Oh, 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 now we're getting somewhere. A little bit more orange. A little bit more orange. A little bit lighter. Here we go. A little bit lighter. Is that it?
Maybe just a little bit darker. I think that's it. That's close enough anyway to sell it. By the way, Elder spoke so that it's easier. Oh, I see. The Elder spoke. Right. Okay. I see it now. Yeah, you need some, like, hyphens or underscores in that name or something. Or, you know, capitalization or something at the beginning of those separate words. Something to help a brother out, you know? Yeah, I think we nailed the color here. This is, now that I've blocked in more of it, it's feeling pretty right. It's feeling pretty right to me. Let's just switch out to the femtile variation here. We'll do the coloring on the lines on the layer that we have the lines on. That way we can switch them out easier. For those who've just joined us, I've got two different tail variants. We need to put that underneath the line layer, otherwise it's not going to work. Yeah, I've got two different variations because the difference between them. All right, the difference between a male and female Eevee is just in the way the tail presents. The male has a sort of a jaggedy fur pattern. The female has a sort of rounded fur pattern that, from a two-dimensional plane at certain angles, looks a bit like a heart shape, which is what we've got here. But I'm doing both. That way, when we get the game and we start streaming it, I can switch out the appropriate tail type for whatever our starter winds up being. Masculine or feminine. Alright, let's get a really fine brush to do this detail because we're not painting on the underlayer on this one. I think the Sony will become my webcam now. Just got a cam link. Oh yeah, the Sonys work really nicely as a paired up with a cam link. I know a few podcasters who do it that way, who also, you know, do the video chat version of their podcast as well. There's quite a few of them who pair up the Sonys with a cam link or some sort of capture card. That's probably what I would have done if I had not had, you know, the Lemmix G7 sitting spare by the time the cam link came around. I probably would have sought out a cheap second-hand Sony to use as the web camera. Works better when I use my blue screen to chroma. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, the color science on any decent proper camera is going to kick the crap out of the lenses and sensors that Logitech use in their simple web cameras. So much cleaner, so much better channel color channel information to when you do green screen and blue screen shit like that. I mean, I never even bothered to try when I was running my streams with a C920 or C922. Never even bothered with the green screen stuff because it was just so hard to get a nice edge. But yeah, with this thing, easy peasy. So long as you're halfway competent with your lighting of the screen behind you, so it's a relatively consistent color, you can get a really decent key pulled without much issue at all. I mean, you don't have to be perfect because, you know, no one's going to worry that much about it, viewership-wise, so long as it's not distracting. Okay, so that's the femme towel done. Now for the masculine towel. Actually, I might fill in the... No, you know what? I'll do the... Sorry, I'm speaking in half sentences here. I was thinking to myself, I'll do the missing colours down near the edges. We'll do those on the tail layer itself. So we'll have the femme towel be the default, basically. And we'll just paint in the missing parts on this masculine layer of both colours. Bit too close. Fix that a bit. Boom, boom, boom. Could probably even come down a brush size or two, make my life a bit easier. Boom, boom, boom. Do you hear the blue was brought out by Logic? I did hear that, yeah. Be interesting to see what happens next. But headset mics, well, it wasn't really mic technology that's been holding headset mics back. It's keeping the price and what most people are willing to accept. I mean, you know, I'm very, very, very particular about the microphone quality of my headset mics, which is why I used that Sennheiser Game 1 for so long before switching over to a desktop mic here, because it was unmatched in microphone quality for the streams. Thank you for the follow, the Elder Spray, by the way. But for most people, so long as it doesn't sound ear-bleedingly bad, for the kind of voice chat in-game stuff they do, good enough is good enough, unfortunately. Which means those of us who crave something that approaches a studio quality type sound are left out in the cold by almost everybody. Except for Sennheiser. Thank you, Sennheiser. You care. Okay. Good. Alright, let's grab that. I'll paint in this stuff next.
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
That one gave me a fright. I was all zoned in there.
I
Devil's
love your
Vein.
chill streams, Blunty.
Thank you very much, Devil's Vein, and thank you for the resub. What is that? No, 19 months in a row. Can we get some extra love on the chat down there, please? 19 months in a row. Prime sub on the Twitch. Nice. Yeah, I was all calm and zoned in on my little colouring job here, and that one got me by surprise. Had to wake Chet up? Yeah. Everyone's awake now. Alright, here we go. So now we have masculine and feminine variants of Eevee Tail. Sweet. Oops. That's a bit horrifying. Happy. Alright, let's take a look at this Pokeball next. I guess all we really need to do is grab the same red I used for the hat. Boink. We might go an off-white as well. Although by the time, I don't know what we're going to use for a background yet. I don't know whether I'm going to do a painted background or use like a game screenshot of one of the environments and blur it, or just go for a solid color background. So maybe that will inform us whether we go for an off-white for the Pokeball. Oops. Getting tired of doing that. Alright, where's my palette mixture? I guess we just go straight black for this middle part, don't we? We're going to lose too much of the scribble if we do that. Does it matter? Maybe it doesn't matter. Tidy up that edge a bit. Rip headphone users? Absolutely rip headphone users. I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason one of my emoticons is the RIP headphones. And mainly that reason is my sub alert. So my mind is drifting a bit to the kind of entertainment I'm looking at watching the plane. What am I going to watch first? What am I going to be in the mood for? You never know what you're going to be in the mood for until you sit down in that plane seat. So I always take a wide selection with me on the iPad, just in case there's nothing that catches my eye on the in-flight. Usually I wind up watching a mix of both. Let's get another layer underneath that. Set its opacity to about 30 something. And we'll grab a watercolor brush. Transparent watercolor. Something around about this size. No, don't like that at all. How about more opaque? Go smaller. I mean, it's subtle. That's kind of what we want. Let's go a bit more subtle. Alright, now let's grab a grey. It didn't sell very well. It's because the watercolor's mixing his way. Now let's grab a grey. Looks alright for me. Alright, now let's grab the main color layer again. Grab that middle grey. And we'll go back to the India ink, please. We'll get some dimension in this button here. Just by getting a bit rough. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, I think we're basically there on the color layer. Let's grab a green, a big brush, just so we can get some contrast behind here. Oh yeah, we should probably put some white in the eyes. And behind the ball and on the shirt, just to make sure whatever we do put behind this stuff is not going to bleed through like that. That's always a good test. Actually, you know what? Let's do this on another separate layer. That way we can paint it in nice and rough and not mess with the colors. Make our life a little bit easier. That works for me. New York Comic Con in the morning, so just a quick... Oh yeah, New York Comic Con. Yeah, I'm just going to be a few days late for that, unfortunately. We're coming to New York, but not in time for Comic Con. Womp womp. Oh, just grab a smaller brush, you idiot. There you go. I need to get a decent night's sleep for once. Yeah, yeah. You want to have your wits about you for a Comic Con or any such event. Last thing you want to do is be drifting off. not having the right energy. Oh, easy. Just get those little gaps. Alright, once we've done this, it might be time to start thinking about doing that shading. That's painting the rest of that green layer though. Okay. Right, so selection from layer. That doesn't seem right. New correction layer. How did I do this in the last? Let me think. Oh, that's why. Okay, how do I duplicate this mask? Bum, 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 bum. How do I copy that mask across to a new layer? So we copy from there. There we go, that worked. Now we want the multiplier layer. There we go. That's what I'm after. Okay, good. Now went about that a bit ass backwards, but we should be fine. To start doing this, if I grab the stick with a smooth brush, yeah, there we go. We're on the right track. Grab my G pen. A bit harsh. That's about where I need to be. Yeah, right about tone. Man, YouTube just gone pretty silent. Everyone's all gone into lurk mode. Hasn't made a comment there for ages. Meanwhile, Twitch chat. Even if you're in Arizona, I presume, you need a hand. I don't know what would ever bring me to Arizona. I'm not against the idea, but... What's in Arizona that's worth doing? Or more specifically, what's in Arizona that would ever bring me there? Like on a sponsored trip. Yeah, because that's the reason I'm like all three trips I'm doing over the next 3 weeks or so, all sponsored trips. None of it's coming out of my pocket, apart from, you know, incidental expenses like keep myself alive. Don't know if I'm allowed to tell you who's taking me to New York yet. They told me the embargo was up and they were going to post on social media about it, but I haven't seen them post on social media about the trip yet, so I don't know whether I'm allowed to talk about it yet. But I'm going to, after New York, I'm going to Beijing for Lenovo, as part of my Lenovo Legion sponsorship. I'm doing a thing there they're calling the Council, which is getting a bunch of the Lenovo Legion sponsored influencers in the same place to show us the new products that's coming up and get our feedback on them, shit like that. We could probably go a bit darker on those ears, actually. Might come back through later. I'll stick with the tone I've got now, though. Don't like any of that. That's a bit better. And little baggies under his eyes, trying to suggest a bit of shape there. There might be a bit too much there. Maybe a little shorter. There we go. I know my way around a camera and good with a mic. Well, so am I, but I don't need someone else for that. I'm talking, you know, events or tech companies that are based in Arizona, things like that. Can't think of a name. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's kind of working for me. Let's get rid of that bit in the ear. And we'll do that a bit more deliberately. Don't like any of that. So let's just shade the whole hair, actually. Yeah. Why are you so jaggy? Getting a bit too aggressive here. Hello, Mitchie and Chrysel. How you doing? Super-doo. I don't think we need it there. Let's go back down to 25 there. Maybe they should be there. To suggest the crease in my eyelid. Good. Boom, 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 zip. Getting somewhere. Autocorrection is not nice to me. Yeah. Autocorrection ruins so many people's attempts at my name. It always goes to Bounty or something, yeah. You're not the first, you won't be the last. Don't worry about it. Thinking about streaming some Outlast tonight, says the oldest brother. Never played it before, I'm scared easily, should be fun. To 60. Zoop. The real danger in doing this kind of shading is just overdoing it. It's so easy to go too far. Most people do, including myself usually. But again, wonderful way about working like this is if you do go too far, you can always just roll it back. Working on an adjustment layer. Nothing is ever set in stone. But I'm liking the direction we're going here. Make that a big shoulder. That's in the shadow of the arm, so we'll just pop that all in.
aggressive. Does that sell it? Yeah, we could probably back off this down to about there-ish. Probably shape this in a little bit more aggressively as well, like that. Kills these. Let's go big fat paintbrush for this. There we go, I got it. Let's tidy it up. Feeling it. We can get a bit more aggressive on the Eevee, maybe. I wonder if event Pokemon from Go will be able to transfer into Let's Go. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Trying to force people into using Go via Let's Go, things like that. Or vice versa. Too much. Alright, let's grab a shade darker. I'll go back to these ears. Might even be able to go darker than that, because it is a fairly dramatic difference in the inside of the ears. It's almost a completely different brown in some shots. I'll just use a darkening layer though. I think this is about right. Could probably be a bit warmer, but we'll do both and we'll see how we feel. Yeah, that's about right. Cool. It's tidy. Much smaller eraser, please. Thank you. Oops, it easy. Where are you going, lighter?
bum, bum. Maybe we can go back through on the other side of the ears here. Bum, 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 bum. Right. Let's go back to the brush. I'll grab a rough brush. I don't think I like the way that's working. No, we're going to need a different tack. Textured pen, low opacity. That could kind of work. What was that bling about? Oh, subscription. Wait, why did we only get a ding for a subscription? No, wait, that was a follow. Oh, it was a follow. Right. Ah, I'm just looking at the wrong thing. Thank you, Thunder Mammoth, for the follow. Don't know how I want to sell the texture on the beard. Not like that. Could probably even go a bit more aggressive on the arms. Not that aggressive. Back to the G pen, 170. Maybe not. Maybe if we grab some of this. Let's try a few speed lines. Don't think it's going to help us. Your cam link isn't working? What's it not doing? I know that Camlink is a bit particular about the USB port it goes into, just because of the bandwidth it uses up. I know mine works the most reliably when I've got it on one of the USB ports that is directly connected to the CPU's I/O directly instead of the USB channel handler board circuitry on the motherboard itself. So you can usually find that out by going to your motherboard's manual or support page on the website and things like that. I know I had to for the MSI motherboard I used back there to figure out which USB ports connect directly to the CPU and which ones go through a separate controller on the motherboard. So that might be worth looking into if you're having issues. That was the one and only issue I ever had to solve with mine. Thank you for the follow, Skull Kid. Smoother. Smoother. There we go. I'm getting into the danger zone where I'm risking doing a little too much in some areas, so I'm gotta mind myself. Let's move the density of the eraser down a bit. Too much. Let's grab the blend tool. There we go. That's helping me. In memory of Cade. Hello there. How's it going? Not too bad. Not too bad. Starting to get to the point where I'm feeling happy about the results we're getting here. Let's use the blend brush to wipe some of this down. There we go. Gotta love a nice blend brush. Boom, 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 boom. Easy. That's better. Boom, boom, boom. Leave that nice and sharp, but we do need to blend this. Blend that out there. Okay, I think we need to come back in. Just make that a little bit heavier again. Yeah, might be too much there. There we go. All right. What else do we need? I don't know how soon the game's going to be out. It's about 40-something days. 43 days, I think. We did the math at the beginning of the stream. But less than a month and a half, anyway. Oh, the cam links doesn't show anything, just a freeze frame. What about nines? Well, if it's showing you the Logitech web camera, then you've not set stuff up properly to begin with. You've got issues with your source selection or something there. Are you using OBS or? I found sometimes when I'm using the cam link with OBS, sometimes I'll need to open up the Elgato software first, then open up OBS, close down the Elgato software, then open up OBS. Sometimes the cam link is misbehaved like that. I don't know what it is exactly, but so I've only had to do it a couple of times when it doesn't show up in OBS properly. Don't know what it is. Are you using slobs? Yeah, okay. So try closing down slobs, opening up the Elgato capture software, and selecting the cam link in that. Make sure you get a picture through the Elgato software. If you get a picture through the Elgato software, the cam link, close it down, open up OBS, it's probably going to work. If you don't get a picture in the native Elgato software, then your problem is elsewhere. You might need to try a different USB port, like I was talking about before, or it may just be faulty. Sometimes stuff breaks. Alright, let's grab the big brush for the blend. Just pull these out just a little bit. Alright, so that Pokeball looks kind of good with that line work on it. Just a bit of sanity check. Yeah, I feel like that's all pretty good. Don't even know what that layer is. Actually, not the blank layer, apparently. Oh, that's the. Oh, there's my blue. That's why they didn't blend quite as aggressively as I thought they would. I had them on a different layer. Stronger, about there. That should work on the background. Okay. Nose. Duplicate. Why can't I merge with selection? This software's a bit screwy sometimes. What are you doing? Copy, copy, copy 3. Doop, doop, doop. What the hell have I been doing here? What am I trying to do? Well, that's kind of cool. Down there. Okay, so these layers are nothing. This was just my reference for the trainer clothes, which I didn't end up using. So, doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Delete that layer. What even is this? Oh, that's my white layer. Need that. So that's there's 6. Okay, let's call that the white gap layer. Okay, there's a masculine. Fem. Okay, so we should be able to group why can't I group these fucking layers? Create folder and insert layer, there we go. Okay. What am I looking for here? Ah, there it is. Bum, bum, ba-da-ba-bum. So that's reference those I don't need. That's the color layer. Ba-bum-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Duplicate the white layer.
Drag that down there. Why can't I... This is starting to piss me off. Why can't I keep my layers sensible? Let's delete all that. I can't duplicate a folder, apparently. Goddamn, this program. Well, I approve this drawing on the grand scale. There's one full. Your hat is not backwards. Well, if the hat was backwards, you couldn't see the logo on the front. That's mainly what it is. Why might this program let me duplicate a folder? Duplicate layer, delete layer. This is ridiculous. Right, I'll just do it that way then, shall I? Alright, all I'm trying to do... Merge visible layers. Undo that, because I didn't want to merge the background. Merge selected layers. Okay. Nope. Please behave yourself. Right, now we're getting somewhere. Apparently that doesn't work. Well, whatever. Right, what should we use for a background? Actually, you know what else we need? We need the logo. Pokemon, let's go logo. Decided on what team you're going to use? No idea. Haven't even thought about the team yet. Don't know. Right. I guess there's no such thing as a Pokemon Let's Go logo all on its own. It's either Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu, isn't it? Well, I guess we'll use the Eevee one, obviously. I'll find one that's transparent, has it all on its own. Here we go. English PNG layer. Copy image. Well, I don't know why you didn't paste in transparent, because the original file I copied was transparent, but okay. That's also way too small. Let's have another go at that. Come on, there must be a decent size version of this logo. There must be. Let's go Eevee logo. Well, there's a nice big Pikachu one. Where's my Eevee one? This will do. Nope, that's even smaller than what I'm using. Why is it so hard to find a PNG of this friggin' logo? I've never had this much fucking issue trying to find a PNG of a logo before. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. And paste it ready. God damn it, why are you not pasting it as transparent? Stupid, stupid program. Whatever. Bum, 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 bum. Just get rid of that black manually then, shall I? Like a goddamn caveman. It's ridiculous. Why would you not accept transparent PNGs as a pasteable thing? Is it Windows doing that, or is it this program? Who knows? Probably Windows. I know it works perfectly on the Mac when I do this shit. You need to save the file locally for transparency. Not in the Mac, you don't. I copy-paste transparent PNGs all the time from the image search on a Mac into my thumbnail program that I use thing. Image editing program. All the time. Now for some reason that doesn't want to work. It's weird. Whatever. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, let's give this a bit of a tilt-a-rooney. Bring it up to about there. We don't mind chopping off the logo at the top there. People can still read it, that's fine. Okay. Good. I might want to do the text on the Mac because I've got some custom fonts on the Mac that match the Pokemon text, but I guess for right now we can put in a temp one or something, see how we feel about stuff. Alright, how does text work on this machine? There we go, scrolling back there. So live, let's play an episode number. Would you just please let me select the whole thing by triple clicking? Wouldn't that be the sensible thing to do? Alright, now where's the font color on this? We'll go yellow. Can we do a drop down? You know what? No. I'm just going to do this text when I'm on the Mac. It's just this program does not do text very well. What we need now is a Pokemon battle scene background of some kind. So you can just... Ah, here we go. That should work. Just as a Gaussian blur in the background. Don't even care how tiny you are, because once we whoops it easy, don't let you in the folder. Bum, 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 bum. There we are. Somewhere around about there. We can probably even bring that up a little bit more. Right about there. Actually, I'm kind of happy with the blur it's already got, but let's grab the blend brush. No, we're not going to be able to blend that, is it? Because it's not a paint tool. How old of Photoshop are you using? I'm not using Photoshop. Why do people think Photoshop is the only possible image editing program? It's ridiculous. You're like the third person today to ask that. This is Clip Studio Paint Pro. I really wish people would realize that Photoshop is not even close to being the only option for image editing. It's not even the best one. Do I have... What tools do I have to blur with? Here we go. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Actually, let's do the motion blur. We'll see if we can exaggerate what's already here. Why am I not seeing any live? Does it not show me? Does it not show me live what it's doing to that? I guess it was just really subtle. Redo. Okay. Right, let's go ahead and duplicate the logo layer. Please stop doing that. Drop that down there. Give it a multiply effect. And we'll go ahead and throw a Gaussian on that. Big one. And that helps it pop just a little bit. Boom, boom, bada, boom, boom. I think we're close to being able to call ourselves done here. Looks like old school Photoshop. If you say so. Photoshop is the best, to be honest, as industry standard. It's only industry standard because Adobe are bullies. Adobe's a really shitty company. Shouldn't give you any of your money, ever. Alright, what do you reckon, guys? I think it's a nice, clear thumbnail. Pretty striking, bold, easy to recognize. Not the most incredible piece of art I've ever done, but I think it tells the story. Just imagine that in an actual Pokemon font or something. So yeah, that's basically what the thumbnail's going to look like, except with the live Let's Play in a font and everything. There's a bit of weirdness going on with that logo though, isn't there? Where is that logo? There it is. Let's grab my eraser tool. Just a bit of an edge line there. That's bugging me. Don't know where that came from, but now it's gone. That was probably when we deleted the black background, actually. It probably didn't quite get all of it. Left the slightly grey border for some reason. Although oddly enough it didn't do the top. Shishi Khalifa, hello there. You know what I haven't done for the last 3.5 hours is save. This program does not autosave, I don't think. Let's export a PNG as well, so I can pop this up on the Discord. And put it on the network drive so I can get at it from the Mac. No? Here it is. Scale for illustration is fine. Boom, boom, boom. That looks good to me. All right. Well, I think that's job done. Actually, you know what? Nah. I was going to do something else, but then I thought, nah, it's just going to be too much. Just too much. Just use my student ID at every given. But it doesn't matter. You shouldn't support the company at all, in my opinion. I don't care if money comes out of your pocket. If you use their shit, you're supporting them. You want to rent you their software, crap like that. Anyway, we're going to call that stream over. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I would keep going to do more sketches, but I've got more shit to get done today. I'm just hitting noon local time, and tomorrow morning I'm on a plane to New York, and I've got a lot to get done between now and then, so I have to cut a stream somewhere. So yeah, thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed yourself chilling out here today, hanging with me. Hope to do more of these drawing art type streams in the future as well, because I do enjoy myself when I'm doing them. And I have been regretting not doing as much sketching and stuff as I used to once upon a time. So this is a good excuse to do that. But thanks guys. Peace out and enjoy whatever remains of your day. I'm out.